What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. It is the 12th day of September, and here we are sitting at about $115,000, just below there. We got 9 hours and 16 minutes left in this day as of now. We are pulling back a little bit, and in my most recent video talking about Bitcoin, we had officially declared that this low was confirmed. With yesterday's price action, I think that the low is confirmed. Now, you really want to drive that home, get above this high here. If we can do that, I think there's really no arguing, no debating that the low is in. Either that or this is one hell of a trap. But yesterday we did say that we could drop back below $114,000 and everything would be fine. It's really not a big deal. In fact, finding a higher low in this kind of trajectory, it's not a problem at all. It should be somewhat expected. We are finding resistance here at prior support. I did also mention that I thought we'd go a little bit higher first before finding resistance. So in all fairness, we take this all-time high to low with the fibs. I really did expect that we get to that golden ratio. It's not really common to stop right here. Not that it doesn't happen, but we did close at the 0.5. So if we close below it today, I mean, that could send us down to the 382. So again, if we go below 114K, it's really not a big deal. 113.5K is an area to find support at. Maybe we even go a little bit below there. I think it would be better for the price that we close above the 382 or at least at it at the very most. It's okay if we wick below it, but we don't want to close below it. Okay, that's the only kind of stipulation that I'd have there. But all in all, I would kind of expect that we do move up to this golden ratio zone before having any kind of correction. It's kind of odd right now. I wonder if we look at the 1 hour time frame and the 4 hour, if we're getting different readings, if we're getting bullish or bearish readings. 9 hours, 15 minutes left in this day. We're down about 0.5% on the day so far. That's really not that much, and we've got a lot of time left. So a lot can happen. By the end of the day, we could absolutely close this day green. We could even be reaching for that golden ratio zone at about $117,500 or higher. Let's get into the short-term stuff, and then we'll zoom back out, okay? Looking at this on a 1 hour perspective, I mean, as we're moving down, you can see volume is dying off. This is a pretty volatile candle here. It looked like we wanted to go up, and volume is still above average, but it is dying off as we're moving down. Perhaps what we do is we come down and we find support at prior areas of resistance here at about 114.6, 114.7K. We're at 114.9K now. So we're not talking about anything drastic. Looking at the 1 hour RSI, still very bullish overall. You do have lower lows here in the RSI with higher lows here in the price. It's hidden bullish divergence. Lower lows in the stochastics, higher lows in the price, hidden bullish divergence. You know, we've seen these kind of movements down before. And then by the end of the day, we came up a little bit here. Going into the next day, went up. This area, the oversold zone for the stochastics, this is the area that you like to bounce at, especially in a bullish trend. So being down here is not that bad. But being that we are oversold right now, you know, I mean, 14 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame. Let's see how it goes. But being that we're oversold right now, I would assume that we do have some dropping to go between now and maybe the next couple of hours. Not by the end of the day. I don't think it's 9 hours worth or, 9.5 hours worth of dropping that we have, but maybe 2 hours worth, maybe 3 hours worth, maybe just one more hour, but some extended dropping would come from this, at least in my opinion. If not, if the next hour closes green, if we can get the stochastics out of the oversold zone, that might imply that we really are rallying to the end of the day. So we're at an area to bounce. Lower lows in the oscillators, lower lows in the histogram, higher lows in the price, hidden bullish divergence on every single indicator that we have here. So productive. What is hidden bullish divergence? Why is it significant? It's not as significant as traditional divergences are, right? This is bearish divergence, lower highs, higher highs, and look at the significant result we had afterwards, right? But hidden divergences, if you think of it, the price is still trending higher. Even if you break this trend, if you still have a higher low, but your indicator is cooled off, think about it like this, right? From this low, when the indicator was down here, you moved up to here, this was your move, okay? If you're at a higher level in the price, but a lower level in the indicator, you have more room to run before you get overbought, before you get hot, which means you're going to likely see a bigger move. It sets you up for bigger things. Hidden divergences, they're not as significant, but they are a sign of health as long as they maintain, right? So I guess the goal here would be not to close a 1 hour time frame below 114.3K. But if we do, again, it's really not a big deal. We've got targets down at 113.5K, even lower than that you could find support at, and Bitcoin's fine. So don't go panicking. Don't be a panicking if we drop lower, okay? 4 hour time frame here. Stochastics are coming out of the overbought zone, looking bearish. Got to be honest, looking bearish there. MACD, you do have some bearish divergence there as well, but overall very bullish look on the MACD. and the RSI is very bullish as well. However, getting into the overbought zone and getting out of it rather immediately is not the best look in itself. So maybe we do come down a little bit, bounce off the 50 here in the stochastics, bounce off the 50 here in the RSI. With that, I really could see us going down to about $113,000, give or take $500 in either direction. So, you know, the 4 hour and the 1 hour are bullish overall, but bearish enough where I could see us continuing to drop going into the end of the day. But again, I really wouldn't be surprised. It's pretty weird to stop here whenever you haven't completed the thought and hit the golden ratio. I really wouldn't be surprised at all if we were on our way to 117K first and then we go lower, right? 117.5, whoop, that's not what I meant to do. 117.5K or higher first, and then we come down and we find support in this area that we're at now. So, but if we do go lower, again, I think 113.5K would hold, 112.5K would hold, something in that area for support. The goal, the objective would be to close above 113.5K, not to close a day below it, okay? We can go below there. We don't want to close below there, right? But all in all, I do believe that we found our low. And again, the reason why I think that we found our low is if we're looking at this here. First and foremost, we broke out of our little range here where we were being held down as resistance. We broke out of it on the 10th. And then the next day, the 11th, we actually continued to rally. So both days providing a little bit above average volume. So that's nice to see. If we're looking at this here with the fibs, you also closed 2 days in a row above the 382, even back testing it yesterday for support and continuing to rally. This typically allows the price to go to the golden ratio before seeing any kind of correction. So again, as to why I'm a little surprised at today's red. But if today, by the end of the day, we come back up and we close again at 117.5 to 118.7, that wouldn't be too weird at all. It's actually I really wouldn't be surprised by that. I want to look at the liquidation levels real quick. We have 1 out of 30 hit, you guys. It's happened. It's actually happened. Bull market peak indicators. But I don't think that I don't know how reliable that indicator is. You don't hear too many people talking about it. I think there's a reason for it. We look at the 1 day time frame. The shorts, man. The shorts keep shorting. And if they keep shorting, we're going to move up, man. 24 hours. You guys, we've been moving up this whole time. And the shorts are staying at a over $2 billion valuation. People really want to see this thing go down. And if you're shorting on the way up, we're going to eat your shorts. We're going to eat them with both hands, man. That's what's going to happen. And I really wouldn't be surprised at all if by the end of the day we came up. I'm not really calling for the end of the day right now. You know, as far as like where it goes, I could care less. Or I couldn't care less, I guess is actually how it is, right? It doesn't really matter, right? We could come down to 113.5K. We could go up here, whatever. I do expect that we're going to find some turbulence soon, though, right? We probably push up here at some point, even if we go down first and we push up here, whatever. Then we consolidate back to this exact area, somewhere in this zone between 115.5 to 113.5K. And then we continue to rally. That's what I would assume. Maybe we push higher into this going into the FOMC meeting on the 16th and 17th. And then once the FOMC meeting happens, once the Fed cuts rates, we drop, we correct, and then we continue to rally going into the end of the month, either being at new all-time highs or around our all-time highs by the end of the month. We could really pick up the pace any day now, maybe probably sometime next week and going into the end of the month, going into October. We could pick up the pace, and once we really get above this 122.2K level, I would expect that the pace does pick up and we see a rapid increase to 130K, 140K in prices well beyond that, okay? I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I just wanted to get on here and tell you guys that, you know, Bitcoin's down a little bit from its recent high at 116.3K, but it's nothing to worry about. If we go down to 113.5K today, okay, cool. We'll probably find support there. If we keep moving up, I wouldn't expect that we move up too much. You know, 117.6K, 117.5K, somewhere in that area. Maybe 119K at the highest? What is it? 118.7K at the highest. Depending on what chart you look at. But then we'll probably consolidate here sometime after the FOMC meeting for for like a little bit, for a little bit. Whenever I say a little bit, I just mean a couple days, maybe a week at the most. Going into the end of the month, we should be rallying. I don't expect that we're going to consolidate like this. It's not going to be a long time. I just mean something like this, right? Treat this like your FOMC meeting. We move up, boom, we found our high, and then we consolidate for like 4 or 5 days, and then boom, then we're rallying, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we had a very similar reaction to something like that, where after the FOMC meeting, we get an initial correction, but then we really start to pick up the pace. Okay, we're testing out the waters now. We'll see how it goes. I got nothing else for you. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Whoop, mosquito. Boop. Dead mosquito. Bye-bye.